Okay, so we're going to talk about tools. So right now he's on a flat collar, and there's nothing wrong with a flat collar. The way he came in here was fine. I'm going to just pick this up, and I want to put it in here. If he reaches for it, that's a bonus. We're going to let him just get used to this stuff kind of being around and not worry about it. So let me see your arm. What side do you want him to walk on, left or right?
Usually my right, I would think.
On your right. Okay, so you're going to be on my right. So let me see this arm. And whoops, I can make that bigger. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's about how it fits on his neck anyways, about that much slack. Okay. So let me see your leash. So now you're walking him. Let me see the handle. You're walking him. You're walking along, and he so if he goes backwards and this goes forward, that's going to slip over his head. But you see where the pressure is. So if I want to talk to you through this leash and provide some direction, I do this, or you pull. You want him to come towards you. You pull here. Yeah. This is the throat. Where's all the pressure?
On the throat, on the larynx.
That's right. And there's a gap right here. Right. So what it gives him, and I've tried to figure out why this is, but what it gives him is a false sense of being in charge, because he feels there's nothing here, but it's all here. So they learn to adapt to that.
Right.
And that's where the vets talk about these being evil, wicked tools, because they collapse the larynx. No, this does.
Right.
Because that's where all the pressure is. Good boy. This does. That's where all the pressure is. You want some more on there? We'll put you some more in there. Good boy. If he wants to go there and check it out, we want to reward that, because we're building on what we did. In a minute, I'm going to turn it over, maybe before we're finished. There we go. Okay, so that's where he's at. That's the tool that you've got right now.
Yep.
Understand? Okay. Nothing wrong with it, but that's just the things to be aware of. So now I'm gonna leave that one. You can do that if you want. Those are a little cheaper, but I like these whale tails for a reason. I like them because I can get a much more custom fit, and I don't have to go over the dog's head, so it's not as intimidating. So I face the dog. I put the toggle or the tail in my opposite hand to the side I want him to walk on. So on my left hand, and I just come under his chin and around and through, and now you're ready to go with me on the right side.
Okay.
And you see how it comes straight across?
Yep.
That's proper fit. When it comes straight, over top. It's over top. Exactly. So when it tightens and you move towards me, it loosens. Mm-hmm. If it's not over top, if you put it on the other way, backwards, in other words. Good one, Karen. So if I put it on this way, so it's not over top, and you're on my right, and I pull now, and you move towards me, nothing happens.
It doesn't loosen.
That's right. And you've got to watch to know. Like people say, how some people are left-right challenged, and I get that. If you're not used to this, it can be confusing. But you had it right. It flows. Your interpretation is you had it right. It flows right across like an upside down P. Yeah. I'm facing the dog. That's how it should look. It should be straight across. Yeah. So when it tightens, it loosens as soon as he comes towards you. Okay. Perfect. So now I'm going to show you. Yeah. So now I'm going to walk you like you're the dog. Okay. Now you're going to. This is big for you, but you have but this much slack. It's okay. You're going to get the idea. And this is going to be a huge piece of homework for you with him. This leash isn't going to work. It'll work with the other one. But I'll just set that there for now. Should give you this one. These ones got a little bigger clip than what I like too. That might not work on it either. There we go. This is a scissor clip. Mm-hmm. So it's hanging down. This would be his chest. I still want him to go in there and get that ball.
He's thinking
You're thinking about it, aren't you? See, when you're doing that kind of thing with him also, just as an aside, we only have so much brain capacity there before he's just going to say, I'm not doing any of it, so you might as well stop. I'm just going to plant here. And then we erode his confidence and his more further, and we compromise our relationship because he's not trusting us. So now we're letting him figure it out. He's been introduced to it. It didn't hurt him. And now we're not going to pressure him in any way, shape, or form. When he solves his own problem, it's gold, because then it retains. Yes, good boy. Woohoo. Good boy. Now he makes some noise, but it's good noise. Yay, good boy. Dogs are natural problem solvers, and it's so much more powerful in their brain when they do it themselves. You just filed a mile and wrap on those neurons that are going to fire faster. Next time he comes here, the pool won't be an issue. In fact, the next time he comes here, we'll start to throw some bottles into it. What a good boy. We can get those other 2 feet in there. There we go. Woohoo! Victory.
Wow.
Good boy.
Certainly overcame.
That's it. Yep. And no matter how compassionate you are and how gentle you are, as long as you're doing this, he's going to resist. You've got to, and that's the challenge is sometimes you're not in a situation where you have that luxury to let him figure it out, especially if you're out in a busy street or something and he puts the brakes on. But you've just got to recognize he is capable. The more of these kinds of puzzles that you set up for him that he overcomes himself, the quicker it will be when you do have to help him. You're a good lad there, Tater. Good boy. Let's see if we can give you something else to overcome. Outside I do. I'm not going to, ton might be too much for him. I'll try it though. Good boy. That's big. That's 2 big things that he navigated today on his own.
Mm-hmm.
Good lad. Yeah. And it's human nature to want to control, to want to force him in there because we know he's okay.
Yeah.
You got to think like the dog thinks. The dog's thinking, this isn't okay for me. Now he's come out. We'll see if he goes back in. That's an even bigger victory if he comes back out and then says, okay, I'm going back in here because that's no big deal. There he goes. Perfect. Good job. I like that smack. Okay, so now you're the dog, and here's how I start to talk to you through the leash without saying anything. Remember the marker words. Yes means that's exactly what I want you to do, and you might get a paycheck. So this and you'll hear this as the dog, click, click, click. So I tighten it, and you move towards me, and I loosen it. Yes. I tighten it. I watch your body language. Yes. You just moved your arm a smidgen there. You might not even have been aware of it. Mm-hmm. So with the dog, and him especially, I'm predicting, oh, good boy. What a good dog. Oh, you're so good. Look at that. Yeah, it's back in there. You got to go get it. He is going to resist. And this is where you can have these conversations because the longer he resists, you've got to watch for him to, he's going to be, if I'm here, his outside foot's going to be the first foot to lift up, not the inside foot, because the inside foot's the brace. I'm watching for that outside foot to move up, and I'm going, yes. And his brain is talking to his body, saying, and there's I'm not going to go through the chemistry part, but the brain's talking to the body that says, you're running out of air here. You're going to die. You need to do something. And remember, their number 1 priority in life is survival. So the brain talks to the body and says, you better do something. And the body says, well, I don't know what to do. And they almost by default, they're thinking, the brain starts to activate, they lean towards the pressure. As soon as they do, we release the pressure. And the brain goes, oh, okay. And then we just repeat. So I just keep backing away. And yes. And I mark it because I can use a clicker, but I generally, myself as a trainer, I don't use clickers because I can never remember to put them in my pocket. But I can always have a voice.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I use yes is like a clicker.
Yeah.
So, and I do again, I just keep moving away. And I'll go, yes. You turned around and looked at me. Or you move, yes, there's your foot. Pretty soon, I'm going to exaggerate it and I drop it. Yes. So now you're associating this and a little tap on the shoulder with the clip. Well, now there's 2 things happening. Okay. So now we start to build this problem-solving puzzle. Or I back away, and now as soon as he hears the click, he moves towards me, and I drop the leash.
So you don't really have to tighten it all then.
Never. So you're putting it together exactly right. Here the next step to that then is we start to walk, and I will start. Now he knows when he feels that if he moves towards me, I'm going to use food as well, not always though. So then I start walking, and I'm going to let's go. Because you felt that tap, it meant something before. It means now I'm going to keep this loose because your throat's here. Now that's where all the space is. Mm-hmm. But when it tightens, it covers your whole neck. Mm-hmm. Different message. That's why the brain kicks in. Whereas with the flat collar like that, the brain doesn't kick in. No. It's not a full message.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's right. So now instead, this is the harder part from the person's point of view, and he is a baby, so we've got to be very patient. But I drop the loose. So the leash grip is important. I put it over my thumb, and I put my arms against my sides, and I spread my arms out like chicken wings, I call them, and I bring my inside hand, which is the hand closest to the dog, to my outside hand, which is the hand furthest away from the dog, and I wrap all my fingers around the leash. So now I have some control. This is my steering wheel. I just like this to guide. I'm not doing this and I'm not doing this.
No.
It's just there as a guide. And it helps me. I walk with my hands stacked in the beginning so that when I want to talk to you, I do this and you look up and I'm turning away and you follow. Okay? So I'm going to walk with you like you're the dog. And remember, we've done a whole bunch of this will take, at home you would do this maybe 2 or 3 sessions of a dozen reps of doing this all the time and rewarding him. Now you're ready to go. It's not weeks and weeks and weeks. Now you're ready to go. And we'll be able to walk to the truck this way. So then we start to walk. And this is, I call this a choice loops because it's like this. You feel that, you look at me and you see me move away. Your choice is I follow because now I'm comfortable, or I don't follow. And what happens is there's a consequence. And as soon as you move, I go, yes, I'm watching you. I'm not going, hurry up and get up here. I'm going,
Right.
yes, good boy.
Yeah.
And now you're inspired. Now you're motivated. You want to keep up because this is good energy. Okay, so now we start walking. And as you catch up to me, I, the human, I gather the leash just to keep this ready. This is what I call the choice loop, ready to give you the choice to have a conversation. And I always keep this smile here between my body and your body. The smile is important. And on those occasions, as we start to go through this, I'm going to go through step 2 in a minute. But the ultimate goal, when you're on the street and he sees a squirrel or something that it's, makes him want to go towards it, he's thinking about where you are, but he's not feeling anything. And he goes to lunge and you go like that and he goes, whoa, I better catch up because now there's a consequence. Whereas if you do this and you hang on for dear life, he's going to win every single time because he can outpower you.
Yeah.
But if you do this and you remind him, and you've done this enough times, he's going to slam into your leg because he doesn't want to pay the consequence. And you're going to be the anchor. You're going to be, oh, good boy. It works, but you got to work it.
Yep.
And it's the opposite. So whenever you're walking the dog, the ultimate outcome is whenever you're walking with your dog and you feel the desire to yank him, to control him, you've got to drop that leash and be ready. And you anchor here because if he missteps, and sometimes they do, they're going to do it whether you got it tight or not. You anchor here and you brace your feet, and he hits the end. It's his correction, not yours. Mm-hmm. It's all his energy. Whereas if you're doing this and you're ready to crank him, it's your energy going from here to his brain, right. And he knows it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
This is my, I teach this to all levels of dogs. This is the signature connection with your dog. You've done enough work with him that we're almost bypassing the puppy, and we've got to build his confidence here.
Yeah.
This is also going to build his confidence because now he's solving the problem on the walk. He's solving this for his own comfort.
Right.
Okay. So let's go for a walk, and I want you to. I usually make people close their eyes, but there's too many obstacles here. We're not going to do that. But every time you feel this, it means you're looking for me and you need to follow me, or you're walking beside. Okay. He figures it out. They figured it out faster than we do. People have this innate desire to control, mm-hmm. and dogs have an innate desire to get away. So what we're trying to do is eliminate the need to control and give the dog the opportunity to solve the problem, because that's what they love to do, solve things, okay? So here we go. I do that, and I'll say, let's go, and I'll step with the foot closest to the dog. I gather up the loop, and then I turn, and I gather up the loop. And you're behind me, that's fine. I'll slow down to adjust, and I drop the loop, and I go again. I just turn away, and I pivot. You don't take a big wide circle. You actually pivot on your inside foot, mm-hmm. and then we go a little bit further, and this time I'm going to drop, and I'm going to take a few steps. I gather up, then I drop again, and I take a few more steps, and we've gone in a square. How's that?
Perfect.
Okay.
No, makes sense.
Yeah. So we can introduce him to that today if you're interested.
Sure.
It's big work. It's advanced work. So you've got to be patient with him. The idea is ultimately you can walk him and you will be able to do this, drop the leash, and then you just step on it. He goes to get ahead, you step on it, he goes, oops, and he comes back. Now that's a good boy. This will give you that, what I call that off-leash reliability, because he's looking for this cue, this thing to bang on his chest. That tells him he's in the right place. Or then if all of a sudden he feels a little extra pressure to it, that tells him he better look because something's going to happen. Okay. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, buddy, you want to try this? And do you want to walk me first? How about you walk me first? I'm going to be on your right side. Where's your right side? This is it? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to be the dog. So watch your proper leash grip. I'm anal about this.
Oh, you hooked the thumb.
And you hook the thumb, let go. And you do this, and then you do that. And then you just guide with this hand.
Okay.
Nice and relaxed.
Okay.
Nice and relaxed. There you go. Nice and relaxed. People do this death grip on the leash. Don't do that because I feel that. If I'm the dog, I feel that.
Okay.
Okay? All right, so you let me know when we're ready to go.
So I don't
You want to tap me on the shoulder. How are you going to do that? With the leash.
So I let go.
Yeah, you throw it at me.
Okay.
Yep. And then you start moving with the inside foot. And that's going to be significant when we move into sit and stay. Yep, a little bit more. So you want to drop the whole leash. Like you want to only.
Oh,
when
even
yeah,
this.
yeah. You just want to hang on to that.
Okay.
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 Yeah, because it's more of a message.
Okay.
Otherwise, there's not enough information there.
Right.
Okay. We'll go again. Yep. You gather it up, and the reason you gather it up right away, and you want to do so you're not taking enough now. You want to do a whole arm, like you want to pivot your arm right to the end, and then gather it up while still keeping the leash slack.
Okay.
You see what I mean? You don't. And I said you gather it up this way, but you can reach down and just bring it up in here. You're not tugging on it, but you're just picking up the slack because you don't want him getting tangled up in it.
Right.
Okay. So that's why you have it like that, and this is just a guide.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. Yep. And I follow you, catching up. Good. Yep. You keep your hands close to your body. Yep. Keep your hands close to your body because that gives you the best leverage. So that's still not big enough. So here's what's happening. I want to face the camera for this because here's what you're doing. You're holding it like this, and there's your loop. You want your loop in your hand, and it needs to be a big enough loop that it has a conversation. And this is just a slider.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. And then we go. That's it. Yep. So stop for a second. Okay, do that again. Now gather it up. Right in front of the camera. I want you to put your hands closer together.
Oh.
Yeah, because what happens when you draw down here is that's how you end up getting a smaller loop here, and you've got all this slack in here. And what ends up happening is you've got your loop, your handle in one hand, and the rest of the leash in the other hand, and this big smile. And he takes off, and you're doing all your work with your right hand, or with your opposite hand, and that's not how it works. We want him to do the work. So if you stay neutral like this, and you're just dropping the leash, and you pick it up, you drop, and you anchor here, and you pick it, he doesn't feel you, and it's up to him to make the decision. He's going to stay closer. Whereas if you're out here, you will do this without even realizing it. You nag at the, I call it nagging at the leash. We don't want to nag at the leash.
Okay.
Okay? You're a good boy.
Yeah, he wants to participate.
Yeah, well, we're going to get you going here in a minute. Okay, you ready to go?
Yeah.
Yep, that's good. And then you slide your hand right down almost to the clip. Okay, hands closer together. There you go. Yeah, and you can relax your arm like as if you're resting on your belt loop or something. It'll become intuitive. I'm going to show you, before we put it on him, I'm going to show you how you can work this at home, okay? Before you put it on the dog, because you need to do this for homework. Okay. This is a left brain, right brain exercise, and you've got your brain neurons aren't firing because this isn't intuitive to you. This is new movement. So we have to, just like learning an instrument, we have to repeat small segments till it becomes instinctive. And every time you do a proper repetition, your brain's firing it faster and faster and faster. You've got, your little neurons out here, and you've got your myelin wrapping in here. Right now, you're way out here. Each time you do a proper rep, they move closer together and closer together and closer together. Pretty soon they're firing rapid fire because it's intuitive to you, and you'll do it without thinking. And it's okay to not be there because this is brand new. So I'm going to show you how to work this at home when you're watching television. Okay. So because if you just practice on the dog, it's not going to work for either one of you until tomorrow. Look at you. There you go. Other side. Oh yeah, look at that. See, now it's no big deal. Good. And then you, almost as soon as you throw it, you gather it up. Because remember, I'm going to be turning into you. Yep. And throw it out. You want to make, it'll look different on the dog because we don't have as much slack here. That's it. There you go. That was good. Good move on the gathering up. Yep. And then, yep. And it'll become a lot more relaxing.
So when I want to go this way, I do the same thing?
No.
No?
No, that's a good question though. But I usually teach people to master the away turn first. But if you want to come this way, all I do with this hand is I might slide it down, put the leash back here, and then I step into him with my inside leg.
Okay.
We'll work
So
on
you
that.
do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
just like that. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So we don't drop it, we just step in front.
That's right.
Okay.
And you use it, you may have to guide a little bit so he doesn't
Yeah.
get tangled up, but you step in front of him. But let's get him working, turning with you first.
Sure.
Then because he's not really, for dogs that are what I call space hogs, in other words, where they're pushing in you all the time or they're trying to trip you up, I'll do that a lot. He's not like that. What we want to do is get him, when you turn away from him, he's catching up in a hurry. Like, I don't want you to get away from me. He's catching up in a hurry. So I usually start with the away because it's easier. All right. Okay, I said I was going to show you how to do this at home before I put it on the dog. Okay.
I need to get one of those.
Yeah, I have lots.
Okay.
So I think this is start with. Yeah, it's 22 inch. So he'll likely end up. You got like four. This is 26, and I can probably get bigger ones. You'd be fine, right? You'd be fine. Such a good boy. And so this, I don't know about your leash. You can see.
I've got various leashes.
Okay,
at home,
good.
So I've got smaller ones.
Yeah, I like the narrower
smaller,
width and smaller. Yeah.
Yeah.
I find the fat
pug.
ones.
We have the smaller ones.
Perfect. Yeah, because a lot of people mistake a big leash for control.
Yeah.
The lighter the leash, the better.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because the lady with the German Shepherd said, "You watch. He's going to need a big, thick collar." I said, "Why?" You watch. It didn't resonate with me. It didn't make sense.
Because it doesn't make sense.
It
You're
just
right.
makes it look a little more macho. I don't know.
Yeah, and the people with, depending on who owns the breed, that's what they do. They put these big heavy duty collars on. In my opinion, in my professional experience, the smaller the leash, the more the dog pays attention to you. My philosophy is this: the less you speak, the more the dog hears you. And this is speaking to the dog. So you want to keep it as light as possible, so he's got to pay attention. And I think it looks even more impressive when you see a dog of his size wearing this little light, dainty little collar and walking right beside you.
Yeah.
You like that now, eh? There you go. See, every time he goes in there, he's getting a reward. So now he sees, oh, this is okay. You weren't trying to dupe me, but if we dragged him in there and it didn't work for him, then we're trying to dupe him in his mind.
And he'll never go back.
He'd never go back, nor would he trust you the next time something new comes up. You're a good lad. So what you can do at home is you take your choke collar and you put it on a table leg or a piano leg or something that's anchored close to what the dog's height would be. Did I do that right? Yeah. I'm going to move this camera and I'm going to show you how it looks.